Hello students, welcome to e-learning. So we are going to continue today with lecture number 2.1. So it is the continuation of lecture 2 in Introduction to Engineering Mechanics. In the last video we have discussed regarding the resolution of forces. Today we are going to solve some problems on resultant of force. So problems on resultant of force. So how to find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force we are going to learn today. So first of all we will understand how to find the magnitude of a resultant force. So this here you can find out there are two components Fx and Fy and one resultant force acting at some angle in this direction called as F. So this resultant force can be given as capital F or R, and the magnitude of that resultant force can be found out by using the formula under root Fx square plus Fy square. So this Fx square is nothing but force in x direction and its square, and force in y direction and its square. So how it has been derived is by Pythagoras theorem. So say consider this Fy, if you shift it here on the right side at the end of Fx, so it will form one triangle here. So Pythagoras theorem says this is opposite side, this is adjacent side and hypotenuse. So to find out hypotenuse, we know that base square plus opposite side square will give you the hypotenuse value. So similarly the same they have used here, a square plus b square plus c square is equal to 0. So if you want any one of the side, you can replace it by the values on the either side on LHS and RHS, left hand side and right hand side. So magnitude of the resultant force Fx square plus Fy square. So here this formula is only for these two forces are only single resultant force. So if you have number of forces acting in the plane, okay, so there the resultant force can be taken as summation of horizontal forces plus summation of vertical forces. Okay. So now what about the direction of that force? How to find this direction or the angle of the resultant force? According to trigonometry, theta can be given as tan inverse of Fy by Fx. So this is nothing but tan theta is equal to opposite upon adjacent. So if you shift this Fy on the right side here again, so in this triangle we can find that opposite side is Fy and adjacent side is Fx. So opposite by adjacent will give you tan theta. So theta is shifted on the LHS and tan inverse is taken on the right side. So the direction can be found out by using tan inverse of Fy by Fx. So first problem, to find out magnitude and direction of a resultant force. So now say consider this is two forces acting in horizontal direction and vertical direction. So for these two forces Fx and Fy, we have to find out the resultant force or the magnitude of the or the value of the resultant. Okay, resultant force. So we know that the magnitude is found out by the formula Fx square plus Fy square under root. So we know that Fx is 20 newtons. So Fx is put as 20 square plus Fy is 10 square. So 20 square is 400 plus 10 square is 100 under root. It will form resultant force is equal to under root 500, and the value is 22.36 Newton. So this value is nothing but the value of resultant force. So instead of applying these two forces of 20 and 10 in these horizontal and vertical direction, if you apply a resultant force of 22.36 Newton at this direction, it will give the same effect as of these two forces. Okay. Now we will find out the direction of this force. So at what angle it is acting. So we know that direction is given by tan inverse of Fy by Fx. So tan inverse Fy is 10 Newton and Fx is 20 Newton. So the value is 26 degree 33 minutes. So from this base we have to take the angle as 26 degree. So the resultant force of magnitude 22.36 Newton at a degree of 26 degree 33 minutes. If you apply that force, so it is going to give the same effect on the object which are going to cause by these two forces. Okay. Now we will come to next problem. Here there are some changes in this. You can find here there are not only two forces acting, there are totally four forces acting: F1, F2, F3 and F4. So there are four forces acting. We have to find out one resultant force for these all forces replacement. So F1 is acting in vertical direction. It is not having any horizontal component. F4 is also acting in a horizontal is acting in a horizontal direction. It is not going to have vertical component. So this is at 0 degree, this is at 90 degree. So they will be having no second components respectively. So now for F3 and F2 there will be two components addition because they are acting at some angle from the base, from the reference line. So first we will concentrate F1. So F1 is acting in vertical direction. So F1V means vertical direction. It is 10 Newton actually. It is kilonewton. Mistyped. So F2H. So now we will concentrate on this particular force. So this particular force from this base is acting at totally 60 degree. Correct? Because 30 plus 30 it is acting at 60 degrees. So this force is going to have what? We are going to find out force at H component, horizontal component. So horizontal component will be for this particular angle, it will be this. So horizontal component is given by F cos theta. Why F cos theta? Because the vertical component, if you shift it here, so opposite and adjacent. So we want to find what? Horizontal component, which is adjacent side for this particular triangle, right? So it will form one triangle at this location. So this is opposite side, this is adjacent side, and this is hypotenuse side. So horizontal component will be cos 60 degrees into the force will give you 15 Newton. So this is horizontal component. Its vertical component will be sin theta because opposite upon hypotenuse, right? So opposite upon hypotenuse will give you sin theta into multiplication with the force will give you F2V, force in vertical direction. So these two are nothing but the horizontal and vertical component for F2, force 2. Okay, we have resolved this F2 force into two components, F2H and F2V. So we have seen this process in lecture number 2, okay, in resolution of forces. Similarly, coming to F3 now. Now consider only this triangle, okay, F3H. So this force is going to have horizontal component as well as vertical component. This vertical component can be shifted here. So this vertical component, if you shift it here to form one triangle, so this is nothing but opposite side, this is adjacent side. So F3H, so horizontal component for F3 will be cos 30 into force. So you can find out it is nothing but F cos theta. So now coming to F3V, it is nothing but 20 into sin theta. Why? Because opposite upon hypotenuse, right? So opposite side is nothing but what? Sin 30 degrees, right? So it will give you 10 Newton. So F3H and F3V are nothing but the resolved forces for F3. So this is horizontal component, vertical component, and the values are 17.32 Newton and 10 Newton respectively. Coming to F4. F4 is acting at 0 degrees. It is not having any angle. So it is having only, it is acting in only X direction. So it is not having Y component or vertical component. So it is said to be F4H. So it is 20 Newton given. So now resultant, how to find the magnitude of the resultant force. So these are the components of all these forces. Now we have to, using these all components of horizontal and vertical components, we have to find out the magnitude. We know that resultant is given by under root all the forces acting in horizontal direction plus all the forces acting in y direction. That is why it is said to be summation fx square plus summation fy square. Now put the values of all horizontal components and vertical components. First we will find out summation forces acting in y direction or vertical direction. So you can find out. So we are going to find out only this part, summation fy. So summation fy means vertical direction. All the forces which are acting in vertical direction are nothing but given in red color. You can find out F1V, F2V, F3V. So put all these values 10 kilonewton, 25.98 and 10 here and get the values. Okay. Now we will get the formula for fx square. Only this part of the formula, summation fx. So here it is nothing but all the summation of all the horizontal forces. So it is nothing but F2H, F3H and F4H. Now taking those formulas into consideration, we are going to find out this summation Fv. So F1V we know that it is nothing but 10 Newton, F2V is 25.98 and F3V is 10. So totally it is going to give you summation of all the vertical forces as 45.98 Newton. Now we will concentrate on all the horizontal forces of all these forces. Okay. So horizontal forces are nothing but F2H, F3H and F4H. In the previous slide we have learnt it. So F2H is 15 Newton, F3H is 17.32 Newton, F4H is 20 Newton and its value, all the summation of forces which are acting in horizontal direction or X direction are nothing but 52.32 Newton. Magnitude, how to find out the magnitude? We know that under root summation Fv square plus summation Fx square is going to give us a resultant. So put this value and its square under root, we are going to get the resultant force. So squaring these value, this is the value 45.98 square is nothing but this value. Now we are going to get the resultant magnitude. So what is the resultant force? 69.65 Newton. This force or resultant force or the magnitude of the resultant is going to replace all these forces and pass the resultant somewhere in this direction. Okay. So if you replace for all the forces, all these four forces with 69.65 Newton, okay, it is going to give the same effect on the object. Now we have found out the magnitude of the resultant. In which direction the resultant force is acting, we are going to learn now. So this is given by tan inverse of summation vertical force and divided by summation of horizontal forces. So summation Fv is there and summation Fx is also there here. So these two values, see 45.98 divided by 52.32 and its tan inverse is going to give you theta. So the resultant force is going to act 41 degrees and 18 minutes. And also you can find the answers for summation Fv is positive, summation Fx is also positive. It means it is going to act in first quadrant. So it is going to act in first quadrant with angle of 41 degrees. So if you replace all the forces by 69.65 Newton at 41 degrees 18 minutes somewhere here, okay, so it is going to give the same effect, same pull for the object which is placed at the origin. So thank you students. For further notifications for upcoming videos, please subscribe the channel